Hello. We're going to begin our December 2nd, 2024 Select Board meeting. And I'd like to start with the warrants. We have payroll number 45 for $1,966.02. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm abstaining on that one. I'd like to make a motion that we approve accounts payable number 46 for $212,612.35. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye, you're abstaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to move that we accept payroll number 47 for $1,964.52. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And lastly, I'd like to move that we accept accounts payable number 48 for $1,993.56. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes of 11/18/2024 Select Board meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
And I will abstain from that one as well.
Yeah.
All right, do we have any citizens issues with our guests today? And online we have who?
We have Jeff and
Jeff.
Mario,
Charlotte. Okay, any citizens issues?
Well, thank you.
Hearing none, thank you. All right, let's move on to roads. Any update on roads?
Well, really, we've had a couple of snow, rain, freezing events. Beavers have been at work.
Those beavers, they don't hibernate.
It's on doggy.
So far,
Yeah,
no.
I know.
There was a tree on Post Office Road that was broke off about 4 feet up. I think Jim went down and cut it. It was a true hazard. That's about it.
Okay. Committee reports. I'd like for Kim, if she doesn't mind, to do an update on the property management committee.
Okay, well, little action with the property management committee. One was I met with Jack Swanton at the Wright Landing House. Jack is acting as the liaison between the history committee, the Friends of Westport Island History, and us. And we went through the house and looked at some of the items that need repair. We talked about costs, we talked about uses. We talked about potential future uses with the history committee in there, and he is going to make a presentation this week, history committee meeting. So that those folks can all discuss what we talked about specifically at the house, so including the kitchen, the use of the kitchen, the use of the sink, the water system, the heating systems, the insurance person that says we shouldn't be using the deck anymore. So they have a lot to talk about. So we haven't done, so at this point, we're kind of holding off on doing anything more until we get back from them what they have for a vision of the use of that place in their situation.
And the town hall.
The town hall is winterized. I really wanted to keep it open until next Sunday. But I saw the 13-degree lows this week, and I said, yeah, unless I'm gonna move in there, I can't guarantee that. So I shut it down, drained the pipes, blew them all out, drained the hot water heater up front, and took all the screens out. The furnace room is snug and tight with the insulation piece that's in the door frame. For about a week, last week before Thanksgiving, I went every day, sometimes twice a day, and I had to reset the furnace every single time I went. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a bad winter. And then Thanksgiving came, and since then it's been running perfectly fine. So keep your fingers crossed. I suspect maybe it just had something in the burner that was causing a problem and it burned up or blew out. But I did have a request in with Ashley to get Tim, the furnace guy, on schedule to go do a service because it hasn't been serviced since last January.
Did you jump antifreeze down the track,
I did dump antifreeze down the trap.
so I'll make sure.
I would expect that I'll go dump more antifreeze down the trap after next Saturday, because undoubtedly somebody's gonna dump something in the sink. And that's okay, I expect that, but. So
I don't know, we've been well trained because WCA has done quite a few things there and we know it's off limits, so.
okay, well, the drain doesn't have to be off limits.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
just-
yeah.
You can go out back and get water. And carry it up to the front and
Yes.
make coffee and dump it down the drain, so.
Never got call from. One
No, you never did. You need a day off once in a while.
back on.
I don't know. Other than that, I don't have any other property.
Okay, that's great, that's great. I was hoping that Dennis would be here to give us an update on the Conservation Commission meeting, but I think I'd like to ask him to come in a couple weeks to give us an update, if that's okay with you too. I'll to him and ask him to do that.
Do something else to that.
Yep.
Dennis's presentation, from the, when he had here,
Right,
that, I thought that was, they did a really good job. Very weighed out, very well, and, I want to thank Dennis publicly for his, all he's done to make this happen, to get us this far.
yeah. Yeah, I looked at the PowerPoint today, but it's not as good as having the actual
Yeah.
thought through. Yeah, yeah, but I will ask him to,
Because there will be another presentation of some sort, I believe, to the more general public.
I thought there was gonna be a final report or something.
Yeah.
That there was. gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, that was my understanding, so.
but Dennis would be willing to do that for us, I'm sure. So I'll ask him if he can come next week, or our next meeting. All right, let's go on to select board business and we had a procurement policy update.
Just formatting. I'm trying to remember what I was doing last week. But basically I was breaking a section into an A and a B instead of just a full section. And being a little bit more specific about requests for proposals versus invitations to bid, which are two different things. I've learned recently, and we kind of had them all scrambled together. We're using them interchangeably. So I just did some cleanup of the language. I didn't change anything substantial. All the rules are still the same. But I just wanted to clean up the language and break it out a little bit. So,
You would like for us to approve your changes?
yes. There they are.
Yeah. All right, so, we had it both together. Yeah, we just, yeah. You want to put that? So you basically have just pull that apart.
Yeah, it's really just formatting and
Yep.
using those terms more carefully. There's no substantive changes.
So I'd like to make a motion that we approve the changes to the procurement policy. Do I have a second or any discussion? No, it's pretty straightforward. Second, all right, all those in favor? Right.
Proposals is for professional services such as evaluation services. An invitation to bid is more on like construction or like something that's like a concrete cost, where you would just like fill out the bid form and say, I will give you, charge this amount of money, but a proposal is gonna be like a whole thing. It's like,
Yeah.
More complex.
Like the revaluation.
and that's how I figured it out.
Yeah. Learning, professional learning, yeah. April, any update on the, what's happening with the ARPA funds and the, sign?
Yeah, so it is coming right along. The sign company says mid to late December for installation. So that's exciting. Jim has done a wonderful job on all the landscaping for the sites already. CMP's all set, the electrician's done his thing, we've gotten all the bills for all of that, so we're coming in pretty close, but still a little bit under. And actually Ashley and I would like to get your permission to spend the probably around 2,000 that'll be left, on security systems for town properties. She's already been doing a lot of research and work on the Simply Safe stuff. But she needs a little more funds to work with, and I think it would be a good use of funds, and we can also use it towards the sign. So yeah, if we could get your permission to purchase security stuff with the remaining, whatever it ends up being.
And I remember talking to Ashley before about that because we've talked about all sorts of different scenarios and whatnot. So I'd like to move that we allow you and Ashley to move forward with spending that last bit of ARPA funds on security issues. Do I have a second? So all in favor? Okay, allowing them to do that. Okay. All right.
Can we just go back to the procurement policy, because it made me remember the RFP?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about,
Put that in the paper.
It's in the, yeah, I had her, well, I emailed her last week because of the Thanksgiving. And I
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
make sure. So it will be running for more than 10 days after the due date, which is what our procurement
Right.
policy requires.
Right.
I didn't want to run it the whole time. We've had it up on the website because it does cost like $70 a week.
Yeah.
We're only required to run it for
Yeah.
10 days, so
you
I
haven't
did
had any
send it out.
feedback yet, have you?
no. I haven't thoroughly gone through my emails, so I have a whole bunch of ones, so.
That's for the
Well,
phone building.
they also have-
bathroom,
No,
This is
for
the revaluation.
oh,
They have until the 16th though, so.
Yeah,
Um,
I know. I just would get happy if somebody was already
Yeah, no, yeah.
responding. You know, I'm not.
I am getting interest though in the town hall finally.
Good.
They just started like poking around and beating the bushes and asking people I hadn't thought of. And so there's 2 or 3 contractors expressing some interest now. So rather than do the formal RFP and like just get us some estimates. If they come in, over 20, then we'll do a formal RFP. But they seem that seems to be a better way to go about it than trying to get people to formally respond with an RFP.
Would it be an RFP or would it be an invitation to bid?
It would be an
well, give you some names, we should go on that.
okay.
Well, that's good.
But
That's
yeah,
exciting.
that's good because we had absolutely zero interest
Too
before.
many questions, fix question that I
think so.
can, that's why you don't get much more.
Mm,
Yeah,
It's a 20-year-old building, well,
yeah, it spooks people a little.
well, it spooked me.
Mhm.
All right, one of the things I'd like to mention is just a reminder that we do have a presentation on Wednesday from 1 o'clock to 2:30, and it's I don't have the exact title handy.
It's on fraud and I guess like online fraud and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't-
Yeah.
I know you posted it someplace, but I just because it's coming up very shortly, I just want to make sure that
Fraud and scam presentation.
There'll be some of all of a sudden, then they.
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's on our town website.
yeah.
King Julie Cassina is presenting that.
Yeah, I
so,
can see
yeah,
it from the sheriff's department's gonna be here as well.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we had talked about it way back in October, and it was something that earlier Carol Norris and I had talked about, like, how do we do some presentations for folks who would really benefit from this. And so this is one of the ways to get at that. So I just wanted to bring that up as a reminder. Next on the select board business is the January meeting schedule. And we actually had talked 2 weeks ago about changing it to 6 o'clock start time. We had changed it a year or two ago in order to have somebody who is working be able to attend. And I know, especially right now, it's like 7 o'clock feels.
It's like the middle of the night.
I'm still going through jet lag, so yeah. We have a meeting on the 30th tentatively. I saw that. So do we want to start fresh on the 6th or do we want to go for the 13th and 27th?
We just get caught up here. All right, so Monday the 30th.
27.
13 and 27?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because the 6th is the first week after the 30th.
Yep.
13th,
13th and
27th.
27th. And these will be at 6 o'clock,
Hey,
which means that
Charlotte, did you hear that?
That means we're doing our work session.
a work
Right.
session at 5 o'clock. And we'll still continue to have our Tuesday afternoon from 4 to 6, unless you all want to make that earlier.
No, I can't do any.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
That's
fine.
fine.
Me too. I can't promise earlier.
Okay, 4 to 6 on Tuesdays, and we'll do that every Tuesday. Okay, so Charlotte, you had that information that we're gonna have it on the 13th and the 27th. And our start time will be 6 o'clock for our official board meeting.
His attorneys say she anticipated a tough.
And for the rest of you who are online there. All right,
I have something to ask you.
Yep.
There was a notice about Lincoln County Resiliency Project having the informational piece next week.
yes,
I did sign up for that. I don't know if either of you signed up, but tonight's the last night you can sign up if you want to go.
I wanted to sign up for that and I was gonna ask to see who else was gonna go,
It's
so,
11 to 2
yep,
next
on the 10th.
Tuesday at the WCC discussing.
So it's working.
yep. I will see if I can do that when I get home.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
And
because I.
then Jason Kate sent me some information about its ICO course G420.
Oh, yes.
He sent that to you?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
well, I took it. I don't know if it's something we have to take every,
I thought I did that earlier this
I
year.
think you have to do it every year,
no, yeah.
but I haven't done it, so I'm.
Yes, you
I'll-
could,
I'll do
yeah.
one of those, there's 3 sessions available, so.
Yeah,
January
it's like a Zoom thing.
Yeah, Zoom, if they're doing it in Aroostook County, and
Yeah.
I can't imagine that I'd want to drive all the way up to Presque Isle for it.
Really, I thought you liked driving the state.
I love Presque Isle.
Yeah. All right, I'm just looking at my notes here for our meeting, and I don't see any other items on the agenda, so unless I hear otherwise, I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn tonight's meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, Mario and Jeff and Charlotte.
That was a short meeting.